Good morning, everyone.
Have fun.
We still say good morning even though it's noon. In this sunny country like Greece, we still say good morning as long as the sun is up here. So I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you to another exciting session here at Radio Days Athens. I hope you enjoy Athens. I hope you enjoy Radio Days. We're getting closer to the end. It's a little uncomfortable to host a session right before lunch, but we will do our best to let you forget about your stomach and focus on in radio. This session is titled, "What Can We Learn from the Most Successful Greek Morning Shows?" Before we dive into this conversation, I'd like to share a quote from a very dear friend and respected figure in the radio business, who passed away. His name was Eric Hansen, and Eric used to say that TV is shows while radio is stations. However, I totally agree, first of all, with what Eric used to say, but even though it's stations, there is the shows, there is a certain show which is the prime time for us, which is the morning shows. And that's exactly what we are to discuss here, the secrets behind the most successful Greek morning shows. Now, a brief note for the international delegates. The Greek radio market is highly fragmented, and we have a vast number of stations. In this region, where our guests broadcast and work, there are around 50 to 60 different stations. We have also, this is because in commercial sector, we only have local licenses here in Greece, which means that somebody might be very famous in a region and might be completely unknown to another region. So we have the privilege to hearing from three guests. Two of them work in Athens, which is the largest city and the largest market, and one is from Thessaloniki, so we're bringing together a diverse experience from both biggest cities in Greece. I'm going to call them with their first name and the last name, but I know that the national delegates cannot recall the last name, which is a little difficult, I understand. I will later call them with their first name. Please join me in welcoming from Thessaloniki, from the Greek CHR format station called Cosmoradio 95.1, Miranda Smoulioti. Welcome.
Hello.
Please have a seat. Thank you. From Athens, from the international rock format station called 96.969 Rock FM, Alexandros Vrachoritis. Thank you. And again from Athens, from the international soft AC station called Easy 97.2, Maria Konstantaki. Thank you all for being here today. I have to get the clicker. Great. Dear delegates, you can see in these pictures how they think they look like, but my spy in the studio managed to get a picture of how they look like where they are in the morning, and here's the truth, no offense about this. So, welcome, guys.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having us.
Welcome in
here.
Athens. But anyway, so let's start with our conversation. We all know that preparation is key for radio. But I would like to ask you, how about your show? Do you plan and prepare every single thing in your show? Do you have a kind of a plan sheet? And when exactly do you do the preparation? Do you do it the same day, the day before, 3 days before,
Okay.
the day after?
1 month before.
Whatever. Sorry?
1 month before.
1 month before, probably. You, Miranda?
Yes, of course, we prepare our show. This slide is very familiar, and all the boxes we fill in, of course. We prepare tomorrow's morning show from today. Mondays from Friday. Of course, there's always room and opportunity to change something, to remove if something more interesting comes up, or we decide that that's not going to work for us as a team, because we are 3 co-hosting the show. Preparation is essential. You can't leave things to luck. You can't just imagine that moment, okay, what I'm going to say now? I'm good at finding words, but we prepare the way we are dressed. We prepare our meal. You have to have something there and then go from it.
Okay, so a proper meeting the day before.
Yes, all of that.
You sit together, you discuss. You?
Yeah, you know, I have the opportunity to wear a hat, 2 hats in one head, because I'm the PD also. So we are preparing. I'm doing the morning show, so I'm the PD. So we are trying to figure out about the tomorrow's show an hour after the end of the show, not before, just to get fresh, to get a little bit out of this situation, because to have a morning show, to be on air for 3 hours from 7 o'clock, wake up at 5 o'clock, you need some rest. So we start preparing the show an hour after the end of the show.
Okay. Just a quick question about you. You are the station manager as well.
Yes.
Are you the program director
Yeah.
as well of the station? Okay, because we will talk about this later. So you, Maria, about the preparation?
Well, I was so relieved on Sunday when Dennis Clark said that his worst advice ever given to him was that everything has to be prescripted. He said this on Sunday. Don't look at me like that.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm so into this because, of course, there are segments that are prepared from the previous day. You have to decide some topics that you're going to discuss the next day. You have to discuss them this day because there'll be old news. You have some topics that they are in the refrigerator. You keep them for difficult days. But I believe the dynamic of a morning show is to be current, to be updated. I mean, the city is waking up. If I lock my planned sheet from the previous day, there's so many things happening between 3 o'clock in the evening till 6:30 and the other day.
So during the show, you follow up you follow the news, what's happening at the same time.
I think you have to be updated. There's the engagement with the audience. I think from a psychological point of view, if you lock your planned sheet, then you're not open. I think you have to be open to what happens.
Okay. Sorry for standing, but because of the monitors here, I cannot hear
Yes, and I have
what you're saying,
yes.
so it's better to,
Yeah, I know.
to come closer. So let's talk about the role of the PD, of the program director. Does your program director, so in your case it's a little weird, does your program director have a clear, well-defined rules for the show? And I'm referring to the basic rules, like saying your name, saying your position, saying the positioning of the station name, and all these things, and a handshake in every break. Does the program director insist on these kind of things, and do you follow these rules? Do you feel also that these rules help the show move forward, or do you feel that the rules of the PD, I hope that the PD is not here today.
He is.
Well, mine is not.
He is.
Yours
Can't
is not.
see,
Yeah,
but-
she's not. Yeah, so
It's just gave birth.
Alexandros,
For me, consistency.
do you set the rules to your
Of
partner?
course, but consistency, it's top for a morning show, for a radio. I mean, the listeners should listen. You have to be engaged to the station. That's why, from my point of view, have to tell your name, have to tell the name of the station. I don't know how many times, but you have to do that. There's no reason not to say that, because no one is so well known, and no one will ever be well known if cannot repeat the station that he's working at or she's working at, and that makes to the listener an engagement, from my point of view, always.
You, Maria?
Well, I'm also I'm basically an actress, and at the drama school, the teachers always told us, never listen to what a character says about himself. listen to what the others say about the character. So the director, it doesn't matter if he's a stage director or a program director, he's objective. You can't be objective. But you used to be our program director at, Easy Breakfast. You were pretty consistent about the rules. Did we follow them?
Sorry?
Did we follow them?
Yes, but no, I'm not on air. I do,
Most of the times.
I do in my life. I do follow rules, but I'm not that nerd.
So I'm telling the truth. We follow the program director's advices.
Okay,
You did-
and you feel comfortable with this kind of rules.
I'm used to be directed. So I feel safe when somebody else who's objective is telling me, because I might think I have the best breakfast show in the world. And I might be true, but I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably I may be wrong. Yeah.
You, Miranda?
My PD is here somewhere, and I have to say that I have the privilege of having a really cool and open-minded guy as the program director. We've been working together the last 15 years, and actually 3 days ago was our morning show's birthday. We are 15 years old now.
15 years old?
Yes, the same team.
50.
15.
15, 1 5,
15,
not 5 0.
I'm not 80.
1 5, yes.
Thank
That's a long. I don't think that in Greece,
Maybe
I know
we are
any
the long-lasting
show
show,
that-
with the same
Anyway.
team.
Think a little bit.
Yeah,
The same team in the
Think a
same
little
radio
bit.
station.
same team.
80 to 12. We are a 4-hour, 8 to 12, 4-hour morning show. So our PD is there for us, open-minded, has complete trust in me and the team, the co-hosts, as I am also the content director, so he pretty much knows what we will have as top stories or personal stories, or the whole structure of the show. We have interviews, we have contests, prize giveaways, surprise phone calls, and
You control the.
I control,
content.
but he has told me from the first day, Miranda, I'm sure you're gonna get well with the guys, but make sure you don't get carried away by your enthusiasm, because we're 3 funny people. Or maybe I'm the serious one, but someone has to be keeping the balance.
Yeah.
But make sure you don't talk at the same time, the 3 of you, because the listener has to understand every time what you're saying. Why are you laughing? Why are you annoyed? Why are you so serious saying this topic? So be completely clear. Even the way we express ourselves, we can't make too many pauses or so many.
And who checks your show?
He does.
Is him? Oh,
Yeah,
him.
I do our checks at the same time sometime.
Randomly. You
Yeah.
always.
I
check.
write down, I have a notebook, I write down something, it didn't sound well, and I talk with the guys.
So not randomly. Yeah. Okay.
But
Do you air check your show?
Certainly. Of course.
And you?
Well, I'm going to say the truth, because they don't.
Okay.
No, we do air checks. We
I'm
air
honest.
check
Excuse me.
ourselves. When it is necessary, the program director calls us and we air check. You are the program director, so you air check yourself. So I said,
I said
Yes.
so.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
okay.
wearing 2 hats.
it's important to air check yourself. But I think after 5 years on the morning show with Stathis Christoforidis at Easy Breakfast, we have such a chemistry and we are at the same line that after we close the microphones, we know if it was a good on, if it was a bad on, and we're not very kind with ourselves. I mean, we're strict with ourselves.
But excuse me, well structure is essential. Okay, is it? Yeah, we all agree. Great radio thrives on personality and spontaneity.
Oh, now you're talking
Excuse
about
me.
this.
let's move to the next one.
So I was about to ask something else, but it's a great opportunity to discuss about this. Yesterday in this room, Dennis Clark talked about the radio personalities in 2025. And he mentioned a couple of things which were very interesting to me, at least, being in this business for so many years, which is that vibe is the key, first of all. And then these days, don't be so perfect. For me, this is a kind of a revolution because we have been hearing from a lot of consultants about structure and don't do this, the do's and don'ts. We had do's and don'ts. And now we have a don't, which is a little weird, which is don't be so perfect. What is your opinion about this, Maria? Because you are perfect, that's why I'm asking.
No, because I'm imperfect, and I emphasize that I'm not imperfect, and that's what we emphasize at the Easy Breakfast. We're not perfect. Our show, the Easy Breakfast morning show has one motto: if we're not wrong. We start to say, you know, something to discuss, and then we're not wrong. Because, you know, we have the right to be wrong. We're human beings. We're so fed up with all this social network. We have the perfect lives, the perfect marriages, the perfect pet, the perfect kids. That's not true. I mean, we are all human. We can make mistakes. We're trying to get better. We're not the best. We're still learning. We have failures. We have successes, and
Successes.
Success.
Yes.
Success.
Successes. Yes.
Successes. Okay.
Success.
Successes.
Yeah, I have a problem with my S. And we embrace all of them. And that's where the engagement with the audience comes, because they know we're one of them. And they know that they're one of us. I mean, we're all on the same page. I go to the supermarket, and I think it's pretty expensive here in Greece. And so does my listener. I can't pretend that I have the perfect life. I don't have the perfect life. And I'm not perfect on my job. Just like you're not perfect on your job. Just like the man who's listening right now, he's not perfect at his job because he's listening to us instead of doing his job.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah. I got your point.
Okay.
We're not perfect. I mean, if you are yourself, who is going to judge you on air? That is the hardcore of our morning show. Be yourself. Be true to the microphone. Because as long as you're true to yourself, as a result, you're going to be true to the others. You're going to be sincere.
Yeah, I agree. How about you?
We have to speak listeners' language. And we are just talking about yin and yang now. There's not only black and white, there's gray zone. Live shows, morning shows, are live shows. So we have to try to speak their language, as Maria told before. In that period of the show, you don't have to be perfect. You know, no one of our listeners love someone who is like a robot. It's the robotic way of doing a show surely can't get engagement to the listeners. And vibe can bring that. And be real, be authentic, be human, speak their language. I mean, if we try to speak their language, because we are humans, we are living exactly as Maria told before. We are living in the same country, in the same city, we have the same problems, so we have to speak their language.
Yeah, pretty much I agree with what the guy said. This is how it goes. We are human. We try to be fun and connect to the audience as well, the way we want them to connect with us.
Which way?
Well,
SMS or whatever?
oh yeah, we have a lot of interaction through SMSs with Viber messages. We use that. All the social media.
Callers on air?
Callers on air, of course. We a lot of times reply to them on the air because they're sharing with us something important. I mean, now that we have in Thessaloniki the great construction work, you know, the flyover, which is basically a new road, a ring road upper than the old road, and so many people get delayed to get to their job. They wanted 10 minutes, now they want 20 or 25. And they're sharing their anger with us. We get back to it.
Yeah.
So it's a priority because we know how it's like to be jammed in traffic and being late or maybe losing your airplane or anything. And the perfection, like we said, is perfect being close to them. This is how we need to be perfect. Be close to the listener, understand what they want to hear.
I can think that this quote from Dennis can be a good excuse when you're late. So you say you're late on air and you say, I don't want to be perfect. So you can always have this excuse and use it. That's it. So guys, you've been on air for such a long time and you keep on doing it, which means that you like what you're doing, I guess. So I would like you to share with us your best moment, the things that you remember and the things that you think that the listeners might remember you. So, Maria, what is the thing that you remember from your career?
Yeah. Somebody could say that it's my best moment in my career, but I wouldn't define it this way. I would say it's one of the best moments in my whole life. I think of it and I get emotional. It was a time of my life that I felt strong, I felt superpowered, I felt appreciated, loved, I felt generous, I felt I was useful to society, real useful to society. In a few words, I felt that I had all the qualities that that a human being should have during his lifetime, and then the world would be perfect. I was so loved and so appreciated. Anyway, the project was, it was called Maria's Marathon. It was for a good cause. I think you should, anyway, it's his project. Actually, he was my program director, and I always say it on TV shows, but I think he should take the credits, because when we all started this project, nobody believed in it. I didn't believe in it, and you were the only one who believed, and you were...
Excuse me, she's a goddess.
No.
Please, she's a goddess.
I quit
She's
it
a
3
goddess.
times. I quit it 3 times, and 3 times I came back because I was very, very... Anyway, we had a cooperation with Floga. Floga means flame in English, is a non-profit organization in Greece who deals with children who have cancer and their families, and they take care of these people. And we try to raise money for them and raise the awareness of Floga. And we raised 40,000 euros.
Yeah, more.
Huh?
Even more. Let's watch the
Even
video.
more? Okay, let's watch
watch
because
it.
I'm not good in English, so it will sound better.
Ο μαραθώνιος της Μαρίας αποτονίζει 97,2.
Αποφασίσαμε λοιπόν να κάνουμε 5 μαραθώνιους σε 5 μέρες, 42 χιλιόμετρα τη μέρα, και να βγάλουμε αυτό το project. Είμαστε μεγάλη ομάδα που περπατάμε. Περπατάει μαζί μου ο γιατρός μου, ο φυσικοθεραπευτής μου, ο Κώστας Ματάκης. Κάναμε τα πρώτα 42, δεν τα έκανα μόνη μου. Γύρνα στο live να δείξει την ομαδάρα που περπατούσε μαζί μου. Ήρθα να υποστηρίξω τη Μαρία, τόσο ωραίος κοπόλες, τόσο κουράγιο και ενέργεια και αγάπη. Ολοκληρώσαμε και τη δεύτερη μέρα με 42 χιλιόμετρα και ραντεβού αύριο το πρωί πάλι κατά τις 7 και κάτι. Να σας πούμε μεγάλη χαρά ότι πλέον μας έχουν μείνει 96 χιλιόμετρα για τον τερματισμό. Έχουμε περάσει το μισό της διαδρομής. Δύο πράγματα καταπληκτικά έχω να ανακοινώσω για σήμερα. Πρώτον, έχουμε διανύσει τα 3/5 της διαδρομής μας, μένουν μόνο 84 χιλιόμετρα. Και δεύτερον, κοιτάξτε που ωραία θα μείνουμε από το βράδυ στο Γυναίκα Beach Resort and Spa.
Γιατί ο σκοπός είναι ιερός, είπαμε. Η φλόγα μέσα μας υπάρχει.
Η στήριξη του κόσμου είναι ό,τι καλύτερο έχω βιώσει σε επίπεδο επικοινωνίας αυτές τις μέρες. Έχουν συμβεί τρομερά συγκινητικά περιστατικά όπως...
Γεια! Ευχαριστούμε, να είστε καλά. Δίνετε κουράγιο. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. Εσείς μας δίνετε κουράγιο.
Απίθανο.
Μένει ακόμα μία μέρα για να ολοκληρώσουμε τους 5 μαραθωνίους σε 5 μέρες. Τελευταία μέρα αύριο, απόψε, φιλοξενία στον Ασκόπεδο και διανυκτέρευση.
Η Μαρία δεν φαίνεται καθόλου κουρασμένη για 180 χιλιόμετρα που έχει κάνει, αλλά το λέει η καρδιά της.
Μένα στο μυαλό μου φαντάζει ακατόρθωτο. Βέβαια ο σκοπός που το κάνει η Μαρία νομίζω της δίνει το κίνητρο να τερματίσει.
Είναι πραγματικά πολύ σπουδαίο. Έχουν μαζευτεί και αρκετά χρήματα, που ξέρω. Και χαίρομαι που και εγώ μπόρεσα να βάλω το εχαράκι μου.
Και πάνω στη στάση ευαγγελισμό και βλέπω αυτό που το είχαν δείξει τα παιδιά. Ευχαριστούμε από καρδιάς.
Ομαδάρα και εσύ μπροστάρισα 210 χιλιόμετρα. Ολοκληρώνονται εδώ τα 210 χιλιόμετρα. Θα γονατίσω όχι για πρόδοση, αλλά για να χειροκροτήσω. Μπράβο ρε Μαρία.
Χαιρετήσαμε, ολοκληρώσαμε και νομίζω αυτό είναι από τα καλύτερα δώρα που μου έχει κάνει ποτέ μου.
Να πούμε 1000 ευχαριστώ στον Ίζη. Έκανε μία φοβερή προβολή της όλης προσπάθειας.
Κάθε βήμα ήταν ένα βήμα αλληλεγγύης, μιαξίματος, φροντίδας και αγάπης.
Isn't it very... You see, Maria is an actress. First of all, she's an actress and then she's a radio host. But her best time in her career came from radio. That's the power of radio. That's really very exciting for everyone, I think.
I think I get so emotional every time when I watch this because, you know, the little girl who gave me that, paint is no longer in life, Maria. And anyway, we raised about 40,000 euros and we raised the awareness of Floga at the internet up to 90%. But for me, the great gift is that I realized, you know what all the coach says, sky is the limit. There is nothing you can't achieve. The mind is always stronger than the body. My physical condition was awful. I was then 48 years old. I'm still in an awful condition, but yeah, I'm even worse now. But I know that if there was an opportunity to do it again, I would do it and I would achieve it. And I want to thank you. And thanks, give him the credit. And I also would like to say that it was a massive production, and I think from all the stations I've been working all these times, around 15 years, it was the one time that everybody was working for one cause, united. United we stand.
Yeah, this is what we call in radio a promotion. The promotion which involves the whole station, and it's not only the morning show, it's a station. But let's move to Alexandros. Let's change mood because this is...
Unfair. It's unfair now.
No, it's not unfair. That's a very, very funny bit.
Everything
so
beyond
tell us about
this action
your story.
Is unfair.
Sorry?
Everything except this action is unfair, in that matter.
But tell us about your story.
Okay, we made... because at the time that the first Black Friday was happening in Greece, in Athens. So I had the controversial idea, not so clever, but it was controversial 1,000,000%, because we are a rock station.
Yeah.
Okay? So with my co-host, probably some people in here cannot understand because it's something so Greek. We get up in a truck in the middle of Syntagma Square, having live show, 7 to 10. It was freezing that day. And we were up on the car full of potatoes.
Oh.
Were you selling?
Did you sell anything?
No.
No, of course.
We had a show. and trying to promote this Black Friday situation with a brand.
Yeah, on
Kotsovolos.
the other side. Let's watch the video.
It's localized.
Kiki, do you love me?
Η Kiki προκάλεσε το Black Friday με τον ανατρεπτικό χορό της και μαζί με τον Μίτσο έφεραν τον τάτσον του στο Σύνταγμα από τα άνω κοτσοβολιώτικα. Με ένα ανατρεπτικό live μας απέδειξαν ότι Black Friday υπήρχε, αλλά σαν του Κοτσόβολου κανένα. Είχαμε και στο χωριό μας Black Friday. Ο Κοτσόβολος διέγνωσε την ανάγκη ώστε να τη φέρει στα μέτρα της ελληνικής συνείδησης. Το συγκεκριμένο ερώτημα έπρεπε να βρει την απάντησή του μέσω του sequel της επικοινωνίας μας. Κρατώντας τον αντισυμβατικό χαρακτήρα της ενέργειας, επιλέξαμε τον πιο rock σταθμό της πόλης, τον Rock FM. Και όποιος φανταζόταν ότι οι παραγωγοί του Rock FM δεν θα μπορούσαν να απαντήσουν στο παραπάνω ερώτημα, έκανε μεγάλο λάθος. Οι Αλέξανδρος Βραχωρίτης και Τάσος Καρατζής πήραν το αγροτικό με το οποίο η Kiki προκάλεσε με το χορό της, πήγαν στο Σύνταγμα και πραγματοποίησαν το δικό τους challenging live. Ο Αλέξανδρος και ο Τάσος, ανήμερα του πρωινού της μεγάλης γιορτής, κατέβηκαν στο Σύνταγμα, πάρκαραν τον τάτσον της Κικής, ανέβηκαν στην καρότσα, έβγαλαν την κονσόλα τους, άπλωσαν τα μαύρα σεμεδάκια, έστησαν το δικό τους καφενείο, έκαναν live streaming στο Facebook και πραγματοποίησαν ένα 3ωρο challenging live, δίνοντας σε περαστικούς και ακροατές τις δικές τους απαντήσεις.
The cloth that you saw on the tables, this black cloth, is the cloth that our grandmothers used to put on the tables, and it's a joke for the modern people. But it was a great experience because you.
It was a great experience. Gained great numbers. They nominated as the best campaign at that age. And that was because it was completely controversial. Rock station, the best rock station in Athens, versus the traditional music and the traditional way of life in one. Crazy idea?
It worked.
Good results,
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Of course. I can do anything.
Me too.
I know that.
So what about you, Miranda?
Well, my video, I think it shows exactly the kind of relationship we have with our listeners, how close we are into their lives, how into their lives we are, and they want to include us in something really private and sweet. A couple from Germany, we have a lot of Greek listeners from abroad listening to us, from Australia to Germany, all
Thanks
over.
to internet.
Yes, all over the place, online. And they came to visit the studio. The guy said, can we please film it because I want to have this memory? I would say, why not? I'll bring you chocolate as well. Oh, you're making it more interesting, I say. Okay. So we filmed that and, well, I think we should go ahead and see it.
Σ' αγαπάω πάρα πολύ.
Τώρα ξέρετε. Καλημέρα! Μέρα ξεχωριστή, μέρα γιορτινή, μέρα όμορφη. Έχουμε και ένα ζευγάρι πολύ αγαπημένο που μας ήρθαν επίσκεψη από τη Γερμανία. Η Εύη και ο Θοδωρής, τι κάνετε εδώ, τι κάνετε στη Θεσσαλονίκη?
Ήρθαμε για βόλτα, έχουμε και ένα σκοπό.
Εμείς μπορούμε να βοηθήσουμε κάποιο σκοπό.
Ήταν κάτι ρομαντική απόδραση για να καταλάβουμε.
Ναι, και το φέραμε για σας.
Ναι.
Και για την Εύη.
Ναι, τι φέρατε?
Τι συμβαίνει εδώ?
Κυρίες και κύριοι.
Έχει κουτάκι.
Τώρα θα αρχίσουμε να κλαίμε όλοι, να ξέρετε.
Δεν θα κλάψουμε, όχι.
Όχι.
Ξέρεις τι πάει η καρδιά μου τώρα πάρα πολύ, αλλά θα σ' αγαπάω πάρα πολύ.
Τώρα ξέρετε. Παιδιά, έχουμε πρόταση γάμου μέσα στο στούντιο του Κοσμοράδιο 95,1. Ας το καλό.
Θέλεις να γίνεις γυναίκα μου?
Ναι, είπε ναι. Παιδιά, είπε ναι. Παιδιά, να είστε αγαπημένοι.
Η αγάπη και ο έρωτάς σας να κρατήσει άπειρα χρόνια. Ευχαριστούμε.
Πρωινό στο Κοσμοράδιο. Κάθε πρωί στις 8.
Well, they came to the studio 1 week ago to invite us to their wedding. They will be on 14th of February next year, and we will definitely be there. I mean, I believe it's a different thing just sending a message or an email or and letting you know, hey, we're listening to you, yeah, we're doing this or that. They actually involved us into their lives in something so special and private and intimate. So,
yeah, I totally agree. And it's so nice that they involved your station in their lives, and he's very brave, by the way.
Yes.
I don't think I would never.
They consider us as their friends, and their friendship means a lot to me, really. I wake up with a cause every day, knowing that every message that we get, every day someone says, thank you for existing. That for me is everything. Because we brighten up their day, we're putting a smile on their faces, and for me, it's a big reward and achievement.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's the why.
That's why
the
we're
answer
doing
to
it.
the why we're doing
Yes.
this job, exactly.
Exactly.
So, tell me, what is the one thing that you think is stopping your show of becoming the best show ever? Is there anything that you lack of, or the show lacks of, or you have it in the show and it doesn't help the show develop?
Doesn't.
It does not help the show develop. Something that is a barrier. Is there something in your show? Or it's totally perfect? Is it better?
Think about it.
Sorry?
I'm thinking about it.
You?
Oh, of course I have.
No.
Where do we start?
Now she's about to talk.
In order to become better, not the best.
Yes, to become
Said.
better. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, you're
well,
right.
I think if we started at 8 o'clock instead of 6:30,
What do you mean? No, okay.
that would make a change.
Yeah.
No, okay, to be serious.
If you're jealous of Miranda, Miranda starts at 8.
Really?
Yes,
Yes.
but it's a 4-hour show.
But
I
it's
don't
This is
care.
not a morning show. Excuse me. This is not
In
a morning
Thessaloniki.
show.
For Thessaloniki it is, excuse me.
Okay,
Different
let's
culture.
fight.
It's not a morning show.
Yeah, it's not a morning show, Miranda, sorry.
The
It's not a
morning in
show.
Thessaloniki, the
I-
morning in Thessaloniki is different than the morning in such a big city like Athens. That's
Yeah, of course.
You know,
I
Close
just
to the
find
sea.
out.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
move to Thessaloniki.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
can move.
We are, me and Stathis are in the studio and we're alone. I think it would be really helpful if we had one person who doesn't have to do with the content of the show, but you know, to pick up the phones, try to send sending the messages, or you know, I say something, then you know, Stathis says something else, then we're trying to figure out which date was that happened, and then someone
That's the
has to
answer.
stop talking and try searching at the internet, and we lose some valuable seconds.
Okay.
And a salary raise, of course, it will be very helpful.
It
Just
will
have to
increase
say
the,
that.
it will make the show better.
Yeah, of course it will.
Okay.
Yes, but no, really.
I
It has to
agree,
do
I
with
agree.
appreciation. It has to do with appreciation. And now, let me
Okay,
say,
okay.
this is not BBC, Radio 1. I know how much they are paid. Okay. No, I really think it has to do with appreciation. I mean, a slight raise, it means you are appreciated. We have to say when we appreciate someone.
appreciation.
And we have to show it also.
If I may say, yes, of course, appreciation is something, but also acknowledging the fact that what we do is not something that everyone can do, meaning that, okay, your jokes are nice. Why don't you get into the studio and make a show? It doesn't work that way just because you are a funny guy or you're telling jokes and people laugh. But apart from that, management has to realize that their decisions or their arguments or their fighting or not getting along sometimes, they affect us as well. And if budget cutouts are made, then how can we support new technology?
That's true.
Investment in social media, because that's huge now, and we include that to our morning show, and every radio station should, and our social media are doing great. So you have to invest in that too. You cannot be left behind. So that things, and of course, being understanding in what everyone's job is, not involving to others.
Okay. Is there any question? Because we are getting closer to the end. Yes, can we give the mic over there? Tell us who you are and where you are from, please. And who you address the question to, probably.
Hi, I'm Kalia from Mix FM Cyprus. I would like to ask you, okay, we know your best moment, but can I hear your worst moment on the radio? I mean, something like, I would say it in Greek because you're going to get it better. Η μεγαλύτερη σας γκάφα που έχετε κάνει. Like the worst moment. Thank you.
Worst, I would say something which is funny, actually. Once on a surprise phone call, we called someone to wish him happy birthday. His friend texted us. He hung up, and he said some bad language, some bad words. But okay, I said some people are not happy to have their birthday. They get angry because they grow older. I don't know why. But it happens too. Not everyone is happy with wishing them on the air.
Yeah.
Who are you and what do you want? And beep, beep, beep. Well, we didn't have the time to beep. It was, he hung up. I wanted to call him back, but he never replied. Yeah. His friends messaged us and said, we're really sorry about our friends acting this way.
Not nice for the other listeners. not very nice. Any other? Because we have 13 minutes, 13 seconds.
Can I say, okay, Stathis is very tired because he has 2 children and he gets forgotten and he starts eating while we're talking. And we close the microphone and say, what are you doing? Say, I'm sorry, I forgot myself. He was eating and things were out of his, you know, yeah, that was awkward. But I didn't do it, he did.
Don't be so perfect, but not that much. So we don't have time. I'm really sorry, but I would like to thank you very much. And
thank you.
Please give
thank you too. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Alexis, so much for the invitation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Brilliant, and may you continue to be so successful. Some great learning there from Greece, I think, for everyone, wherever in the world we are. Thank you very much indeed. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Alexis. Right, time for lunch. We have a 1-hour break for lunch. Back in here, the Hamish and Andy show, 30 ideas in 45 minutes. And then our grand finale announcing where we're going to be for 2026. Enjoy your lunch. See you back here, 1:45, please.